Batrider and a greedy Doom, and now it's like, I feel like they're in try-hard mode now, trying to scrap together what they can to really make a surviving chance. You got to remember, winner of this moves on into the grand final. We even get 2 days off to relax and rest and prepare. It's a big deal right now, so let's go ahead and do it. We're going to hop into game number 2 now of your winner bracket final. It is Team Secret going against VG Gaming. Let's go over to our casters right now. It is Gods and OD. Gentlemen, go for it right now.
Thank you very much, Colgan. Indeed, Secret versus VG. Game 1 was absolutely insane, Gods. And Game 2, looking at the drafts, do you think we've got the potential for another close one?
I think it's going to be a close one. I ever so slightly prefer VG Game. I'm always biased when I see a Dragon Knight draft, though. I love the tempo this hero creates. He's so good at putting a lot of pressure on early, and when you've got heroes like Darkseer and Spiritbreaker, it just feels like VG's lineups have 5 heroes that will all come online and be really powerful before Secret's ready to really clash. Similar story to last game, though, and Secret were just so good at holding on and buying time.
And talking about putting the pressure on early, Secret with an incredibly deep smoke here, looking for FY. They're going to find him in the tree line. Puppey leaning forward here. The Chilling Touch comes out. There'll be a charge across. Can they kill the liner? One more right click from Puppey should do it. He's going to set it up with a Nightmare, but no, can't quite finish it now. And now Quad jumps in. They'll have the stun predicted. They'll get the slide of it. The first kill, the second kill. 2 kills for Secret off the back of that smoke. And nothing that VG can do in return. Beautiful play there from Secret before the clock even goes here. It's still 15 seconds before this game begins.
That was some crazy ballsy stuff, and I guess just kind of reading VG Gaming's movement, knowing that they often TP a support to the safe lane to get down the early ward, and they capitalize off of it. That's a huge start for them. The first blood went the way of the Ember, who's now going to have a much easier time. Looks like he'll be headed towards the off lane, in fact, though. So mixing up their lanes here, giving Misery what looks like a very safe, easy lane to farm in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of lanes from VG, what are they doing in response? This is going to be the classic Darkseer on the opposite. Jungle Darkseer. Okay, and they're going to send Fenrir down here on the off lane on his own, on the Spiritbreaker.
I think initially they were expecting Secret to just try and secure their safe lane with a tri lane, which is where Darkseer's like, well, I can't get XP against an AA plus Ember plus Bane. And Chilling Touch with 2 good range zoning supports, he thought he had to jungle, but it turns out it's not going to be a tri lane. It's still okay for him to start in the jungle. He can rotate down bottom or help out the safe lane once he hits level 2, level 3. So as far as the lane setup goes, VG Gaming slightly more greedy setup with the jungler, and something they will get away with for now, although they're not pressuring the Ember as they normally do.
I mean, do you think there will be a point where they've obviously seen the lanes that they'll say, okay, let's get Ice on the bottom lane and then have Spiritbreaker being a little bit more active around the map so you can kind of punish the fact that Envy's farming up here in this top lane?
Yeah, I think after a few levels, mentioned like the Darkseer level 3 being a kind of a key timing, he can come back to the lane with level 2 Iron Shell. Same for Fenrir, he probably wants about level 3 as well, and then he can start rotating around. He can't really kill the Wind Ranger mid unless Weehaw gets too greedy going for a room when he's low HP or something and Super just happens to be chasing him down. It's unlikely Weehaw's ever in a position where he can get charged and killed. He can always cancel it as well with the Shackle Shot. So not really any easy kill opportunities outside of that top safe lane, which may be where he goes if Daryl comes to the bottom lane. I think more likely we actually may see Ice rotate bottom, and Spiritbreaker and Ice go for kills.
On the bottom lane.
Yeah,
try and punish Misery.
Level 1 Carapace is a very short stun duration, so yeah, you can Carapace when they go on you. You're kind of guaranteed to proc against the charge as well as the Iron Shell, but 0.6 second stun is not something to be worried about. And they can dodge the Impale, like kind of circle around him, and it's very likely they can get a kill with the 2 heroes.
Okay, I mean, we talked about the outlanes. The mid lane matchup, so Weehaw against Super. You said yourself you're a fan of the DK. Is this a lane where we should see Super come out and top of farm, or do you think Weehaw's going to be able to play around the DK?
Weehaw, Range Zero, Wind Ranger, great at laning, great harass, does have the farming edge, but DK is never picked to win his lane at mid. There's really not like a single hero that he out-farms that is played commonly in the mid lane.
The common mid laners,
It's like the DK at the same time doesn't really have many bad matchups. So he's almost always going to be able to secure farm, just bottle Crow if he needs to, spam out the Breathe Fighter, secure himself enough farm to get a decent timing level 6. Queen of Pain, probably the one matchup where he can lose if Queen of Pain gets the 2 points in Shadow Strike, but Wind Ranger should be fine for Super. I don't think either player is going to win this lane unless there's some external forces, some kind of a surprise gank coming into play.
And talking about kind of external forces and the activity that both teams are going to be able to do with their lineups and with their supports more particular. I mean, do you feel there's a side that we're going to see more kind of global action from in the earlier parts of this game?
As far as the lane stage goes, action we'll see will probably be around the rune spawns. Dragon Knight, in between Bottle Crowing, will be looking to secure himself runes. So if there is any action, it's going to come with Secret saying, let's stop the DK getting a rune, bringing in like both supports as well as the Wind Ranger, try and kill the DK around like the top rune spot. But more likely, I think DK, if he feels in any danger, he's just going to opt to Bottle Crow. So there's always kind of counterplays you can make, and being such an important game here in the winner bracket final, I think teams will be playing things more cautiously.
Okay, Ember, Envy has reconnected, and
Scientists baffled.
I guess you guys can't see this, but yeah, the reason we had that DC was because Envy accidentally pressed the power button on his computer. But we're gonna get on with the show back on the road here. It wouldn't be a secret game without an Envy pause. Well, let's get it back on, gods.
All right, so things gonna settle down here. It will be a dual lane versus dual lane here at the top lane. Lion not really great at fighting into the Chilling Touch and actually taking a lot more harass than he'd like from the Ancient Apparition.
I mean, this top lane matchups of the Ember farm against the Queen. It's, I mean, at the moment we can see in CS 5 for 2 against 5 for 1, so it's very close. And as you said, well, Pilot Die actually coming up here with Puppy, maybe looking to try and set something up on FY.
And just
got to be careful.
Just body blocking the pool camp at this stage until they bring another sentry here. They use double sentries to deward this. This is something you really have to do against an aggro trial and is have access to your pull camp. Because if you can continually pull, you're denying much needed experience and even farm from the secret aggro trial lane. And once you block the pull camp, it now opens up secret support to start roaming.
They're really punishing Envy. Nice sleight of fist dodge there. He does manage to avoid the Shadow Strike coming out from the Quap. And yeah, in the jungle, as you said, looking to punish this Ice Darks here.
Yep. And the sleight of fist was picked up for the first blood, but something he would likely have gotten anyways against Shadow Strike. You always want to get this spell against the Queen of Pain in lane, and well, it will also allow him to set up a Searing Chains and kind of close the gap against Queen of Pain should the supports come in looking for a kill.
And they might just find it here if FY comes this way. No, the pings come out. He's going to keep it safe.
Or is he? No, just hit level 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. FY's got to be so careful how far he comes out. Fairly squishy hero, just under 500 HP on this line, and we've already seen the amount of damage that they can kick out with a Chilling Touch being laid down onto the 3 of them.
Puppy's just playing mind games here. He's pretending to body block the pull camp when in reality it's just this sentry ward blocking it. So it's almost trying to bait out FY into thinking, it's not actually blocked, I don't need to deward it. And then Puppy just kind of swings back, being annoying, continually getting vision as well of where the line is, how he's moving around the map.
Yeah, and talking about moving around the map, we've seen what we were discussing earlier. So Ice now on the bottom lane, and Fenrir is going to look for some action elsewhere. He's reaching onto level 4, so he did get a fair bit of XP there on the solo lane. We'll see if he's able to find anything in the mid lane. Pop down a ward here, so he knows that Weehar at the moment hasn't got any backup. He's going to wait until he comes out across the river, but
full HP Wind Ranger with a Dragon
Knight. It's going to be hard.
Unless you TP in one more hero, that's not a kill. Spirit Breaker and DK cannot do it alone.
Yeah, it looks like Fenrir's probably just going to choose to make his way back up top and see if he can punish this Ember Spirit. He's obviously just level 3, sharing the XP at the moment in lane with Pylite Die. So if they can catch him out numerous times before he gets that level 6 on.
Here we go.
And they're going to go for Pylite Die here. And maybe if Envy sticks around, they can try and find more. We'll see if they can do anything to stop it here. Secret actually backing up at the moment. And they should be able to maybe even get a Nightmare out. In fact, Fenrir just cancels it here now with the Flame Guard. They'll start to chase it down. Burning is there. Just fending off each other. And looks like no one's going to have too many casualties here. Everyone's just playing it safe on this top lane. But now that they do know that Fenrir is, of course, hiding around in the tree line.
An important Radiant Ward on that cliff at the top rune scouts out those kind of charges. And that's where, if they don't scout the charge coming, Bane likely stays pushed up in the lane and gets caught out. And there's no kind of saving him from the Ember Spirit's point of view. So very nice early game warding coming out from Secret. Even the ward at the bottom rune giving a lot of much vision.
Envy's going to be the target here. Pylite Die's going to be able to do anything in terms of saving him. Puts the Nightmare onto the line, so the stun isn't going to be there, but the Shadow Strike comes out. Flame Guard looking a fair bit here, and Envy's actually going to be able to ward this one off here. Stun will come out to Pylite Die. Puts the Nightmare onto Fenrir. Let's see if we can find anything. He's got that shackle, and he has got the DD as well.
Boots. He can't really chase.
Yeah, unfortunate for Weehar that he comes up and can't find anything, but he'll be able to farm the lane. Envy will make his way back to base, but yeah, it's a good job that Envy managed to keep himself up, and the 2 points in Flame Guard there, as he only just reached level 4, pretty much saved him there.
Absolutely.
One point in that and you were dead.
Yeah, 2 points in Shadow Strike. Burning could have got another right click off if he felt like he was going to get the kill. So, stays alive, but Weehar in this top lane is not good news.
They find a shackle onto Burn. Oh, yeah, but he just blinks out in time.
Bottom lane, Ice. He's now found an Ancient Apparition in his lane. Down he goes.
That's a very nice rotation from Puppey. We saw Misery was struggling a little bit now that the Darkseer come into lane, and finding that's going to put Misery back on a very good track in terms of farm.
Yep.
You know, having an early dagger on Nyx Assassin is going to be absolutely lethal for the side of VGM, and we just know how good Misery is with these kind of heroes like the Nyx Assassin, like last game with the Magnus, and of course with his kind of signature Slardar. He's going to be able to make so much happen across the map if he gets a good timing on Blink.
Yeah, and just going for this kind of new style build with the double main goes.
Top lane, they'll have the stun here, they're going to be able to follow through with the Feminine Charge. We are trying to make his way back to the tower, but the Hex is there. Now with no Rim Run, Shackle, very nice, he cancels the charge. Feminine is going to continue to look, but though he turns around to Birdie, might just find it. Oh, the creeps, can they do it? Yeah! The Rage Creeps take down the Quap, so they do lose the Wind Ranger, but at least they find something in return, and Weehart gets a bit of his money back mid lane. Super moving in with the stun onto Pylite Die here. Misery's there, misses the stun here. Super with the haste room will get the kill, and he will also be able to get himself out. So 2 for 1 across the map. So nicely done by VGD, but at least they managed to find a return kill on that top thanks to the creeps there, Secret.
Yeah, that's ultimately the best result that Weehart could have got out of the position he was in, and Super at mid with a really sick impale dodge. Has already chipped down a bit at this tower, and likely we'll see him just continually spam out the ultimate to try and put as much pressure on the bottom.
Wall's been dropped on EE. Yeah, he's going to have to back himself up. Now with Pylite Die here, this Darkseer is going to be in trouble. Surge is now down. I don't think Ice can get himself out of this. Chilling Touch is out. They'll take the kill, and another kill here for the side of Secret on that bottom lane 5 for 2. Meanwhile, Misery, he goes in mid with Weehart, and they get themselves a kill on the DK as well. So things looking up already for the side of Secret just 7 minutes in.
This is a 3-0 Nyx Assassin already. Not a hero who normally has these kind of stats because he's often in that solo lane in the off lane, and even a lot of the heroes 1v1 matchups normally aren't too favorable, and I feel like Vici Gaming are being punished right now for not laning the Darkseer in bottom. Starting off with him in the jungle meant that Misery had too easy of a time in the lane.
That's top lane, yeah, Misery. He's gonna finish off the Arcanes first here. FY hanging around with Burning yet to hit that 6, and hasn't got that Sonic Wave, and mid lane, so Weehar's farms really stepped up. The fact that they got that kill, 42 to 4 now against the 34 for 5, so he's breaking ahead of this DK, and Super actually looking for some action down bottom. Envy, he has got a Remnant out, they've got the Vacuum here, they've got the stun as well, and Envy, he will just get the Remnant out. They've got the tick damage, still bringing him down 20 a second. Misery's trying to turn it, but here's Femra, the charge. Oh, the chains! Envy slows him down, Remnant's out, he's gonna be fine. Misery may not be so because Super's there with the Dragon Tail, they're looking for the next Assassin. Looks for the Shackle, won't latch, so he'll lose Misery, but Envy managing to get himself out just by the skin of his teeth.
I mean, these Ember Jukes. We saw it last game where he just somehow gets out of these what look like horrendous positions, and we're seeing it again. Some incredible mechanical skills shown by Eternal Envy. And Burning now hitting level 6. This is where Vici Gaming want to use this Sonic Wave as soon as possible. They need to wait for the next Dragon Form most likely, because they don't want to just only get a kill. When you've got a DK line, you've got to start pushing those T1 towers around the 10-minute mark, if not earlier. So expect to see Burning TP rotate to these side lanes once that DK ultimate form comes back up. Maybe even time to go for like an early smoke now as well.
And they were charging onto Weehart there, but he's going to cancel it, Femra. In fact, well, looks like he's just charging across so he could get the stack time here on the Ancient, so I think it was a little bit early by the looks of it. Yeah, he's unfortunately not going to get the Ancient stack there. A nice attempt top lane. Misery coming in with the Vendetta. There is a sentry down and an observer, so they know that the Nyx has been bound, and Burning's going to be able to keep himself safe by the tower, and he's also got the backup here still of FY in the line.
Yeah, Misery, I think the Siege Creep hit him once, I'm not sure if that was the case, but
they've got the observer one there.
Yeah, so he's been spotted.
Yeah, he knows, and Pylite Die. Maybe still seeing if they can set something up. If they can get Nightmare out, Misery can move in for the combo.
He's still going for this.
FY,
right
he's got to be careful here. We're going to go for the stun. It's actually going to catch the line out, but Line does get the Hex here. There'll be a charge coming across as well, and maybe Pylite Die and Misery have overstepped the market. But Burning moving back in. Still left us anyway. There it is onto 2. The Nightmare comes up, it's just a little bit too late. Pylite Die will fall. The charge is still coming across, but it's a fair way still for Femra to travel.
This is really good for PG. They've got the DK ultimate form.
Radiant's top tower.
Now
Look like they'll dive for the kill, but this opened up the tier 1 tower for the taking. The exact kind of tempo they need. Pick off and then push. The Sonic Wave and then the DK ulti form just working really nicely together. See if Secret have what it takes to defend this. I feel like if they want to, they need the Wind Ranger up here for the power shot. That's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, we are coming in the shackle beautifully onto the range. Move on to Burning. The stun's full up as well. Now the Remnant 4 from EE. Can they get Burning? No! The Blink's out there on 25 HP. The Remnant's 4. He's desperately trying to find him, but he's out of mana EE. He'll try and chase, but now just look for Super with the flank. And the power shot, though, gets the kill. Weehaw gets one. He gets two. Double kill for the man on the Wind Ranger.
That TP shackle, like most players, like a lot of players there on the Wind Ranger would have tried to shackle off of the hero, and that's what Vici Gaming were expecting. They split their heroes, did the good old-fashioned Delta split, so that he couldn't get any two-hero shackle, but we are kind of anticipating
Bottom lane.
Gets it off the creep.
Ice. He's gone fairly deep here. Has got the ball out. Misery's going to be there with the stun. More TP's coming through. Puppy with the chilling touch. He'll turn around and take the kill. Ice thought he could get away with diving there onto the lone AA, but it wasn't the case.
There's now a Nether Strike available up top. They're going to go in on this.
Yeah, they got the charge across there onto Pie. Wee turns around, gets the shackle, will hold back the breaker. They may still lose Pie here as Burning blinks forward. They'll get the kill onto the Bane. There's a nice blast flying through. The power shot isn't going to connect either. So they won't be able to burst anyone down, but still 9 for 5. It certainly feels like Secret have the definitive edge of this early game.
And Vici Gaming now starting to get a few more key spells online. They've got the Lion up to level 6, so you've got the Finger of Death. Sonic Wave coming back up soon, and again, they need to hit this timing. They're going to be slowed down a lot by Ice's lack of farm. You really want to have that mech around 13 to 15 minutes so that you can smoke up, use the DK ultimate, use the Lion Finger, the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave to secure kills, and not having a mech makes it a lot more difficult to fight into the power shot spam, the Nyx Assassin Impale. It's not a huge amount of AoE damage, but it's enough that you do need a mech.
Oh, mid lane, Super's got to be careful. A shackle, a power shot, and the Ice Blast would do it, and it's going to land Super in a lot of trouble. Will turn around, get the stun. They can't quite get him low enough here by the looks of it for the Ice Blast to proc, so it's a good job that Fenrir turns up, and Fenrir will ensure... Oh! Okay! Weehaw! Steps up, gets the power shot in.
What a player.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's one of those things where not often you see teams like pick up their mid and carry in the first two picks. It's very, normally it's like a support plus core or like an off laner picked up when Tusk is there.
And moving in with the Flame Guard, he'll find Ice. Fenrir is hanging around. He's going to use the Nether Strike here onto Misery. We're going to see if there's any out. Oh, the bashes are coming out as well, but the creeps blocking him up here. Burning will blink in here to finish off the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. So they do manage to take down Misery here on this bottom lane. God, Weehaw. He's moving in with an invis. Is he going to find more kills? He's already got 4 kills, 3 assists. Burning's got to be so careful here. Weehaw is going to be the easiest shackle shot of his life. Puppy's there as well with the Ice Blast straight onto the quad. They'll get another one almost certainly. He's still in the tree line here, but he should tick down and they'll find the kill nonetheless. Weehaw on a mega kill streak, 13 minutes in.
Yep.
There's a reason why they picked up the Wind Ranger the Spirit early in this draft.
No, they want to give Weehaw his Wind Ranger just because of how incredible he can play on this hero, and we're seeing it here.
Highlight Die, maybe caught out here. They'll have to stun the Finger as well, and Highlight Die, yeah. Has taken down. Again, another pickup for VG, but Secret at the moment just finding the bigger ones, and the fact that, I mean, the Quap, he's 4 deaths at the moment on the plate here. It's not great for Burning.
Yeah, and Super not really having much in the way of item progression as well. It just really feels like Secret have outplayed Vici Gaming in the lane. First it was Misery controlling the tempo. Now that Weeha's got levels and got an edge, he's looking to really press that advantage, roam around when he finds these key runes, and even outside of it, just TPing to defend these towers. Not often do you see a team able to defend 12 minutes in the game against that DK ultimate when you've got the kind of backup that Lion, Darkseer, Spirit Breaker provide. They're just lacking item right now, and Secret's too far ahead.
He's going to call in an Ice Blast probably, and here it comes. Ice Blast, I'll have one, and Puppy says, here you go. They'll find the kill, and that's the combo. Just setting up these global Ice Blasts that you pretty much getting most kills on the map here with the burst from Misery. There will be a charge and another strike from, and they'll turn it around here. Burning, he has got a Sonic Wave if he needs to, but he won't. Super turns up, and they'll get the return kill onto the Nyx Assassin. So just a 1-for-1 trade there between the solo laners.
And even though we're just early on, it's a 2.5k gold lead for Secret. You can't play the farm game. This draft does not go late game for Vici Gaming. It's a Queen of Pain Dragon Knight as their 2 cores up against an Ember Wind Ranger. You have to turn things around as soon as possible. Smoke has been picked up by Spirit Breaker. They've got Sonic Wave again. Burning going to rush a BKB, so they are really all in on the early game.
I think really the biggest item pickup at the moment to note is the fact that FY has got that blink 15 minutes in. This is a really good timing here for the Lion, and this is exactly what you need against these 2 high mobility cores such as the Ember Spirit and the Wind Ranger. And this is something that Secret have got to be incredibly aware of in these next fights, because if he jumps in, gets the initiation, they've still got a significant amount of burst and team fight on the side of Vici Gaming to get these big kills.
And it's something we're seeing more and more out of Vici, where they just put FY into a fairly greedy role where he'll just take the safe lane farm. Oh, I see all these TPs. This is not going to work. Are they smoking up here? That was like triple TPs.
Yeah.
This is...
Oh, okay, they should be aware.
They did this out of vision, but you see 3 heroes TP top, you know this is coming your way.
Does Envy, though?
He really should.
Envy. Oh, Envy. He did not get the memo. They're straight in. He did not get told about this one. The Nether Strike's there. They've got the control and they get the kill.
Radiant's top tower.
It's just, I guess
He did not see the smoke, to be fair
They saw the TP, but as you said, 4 heroes TPing top,
Yep.
you'd imagine they're going to look for something, so
I
a little bit
he
unfortunate
saw at least
for
a
Envy.
couple of the TPs, and Secret with a DD room picked up.
Okay, making the best of a bad situation here and using the fact that they've all TP top to go for Roshan, and that's going to mean this, the side of Vici aren't going to be able to do anything about this. They will find a tier 2 trade, but yeah, Secret will be able to get this Aegis, and of course almost certainly giving it to Weehaw now, who has got that Axe as well at a very reasonable timing.
And they're going to swoop on towards that mid lane, but it doesn't look like they'll get here in time. Puppey gets low off of this, so see if a counter initiation is possible. There's one.
Okay, the wall and the finger drop there onto Pylite Die. They do get the kill. But yeah, Secret get away with this. Weehaw, he's going to be fine. And Misery still closing in on that blink. He's got 1400 at the moment on this Nyx Assassin, so still a little while to go. But as we can see, the fact that Vici, they've got an insane amount of push power with that DK. They take down the tier 2 top. And that's pretty much, as you said, that's got to be the game plan here for Vici, because they cannot let this go late against Secret.
Yeah, and despite Roshan being claimed, Vici Gaming have turned around that 2.5k gold lead to bring it back to even. They can't slow down now. This is really where Vici Gaming's lineup was meant to be about 3,000 to 5,000 gold ahead. They were meant to have had the Darkseer mech a couple minutes ago, and he should already be working on like the Arcane Boots to build into the Guardian Greaves, for example, or a Blink Dagger, whatever it may be. Everything's just been a little bit slower, the timing windows have been missed, and Secret now with an Aegis as well. That just means that Weehaw can play a lot more aggressive should those tower pushes come, and Secret decide they want to try and defend. And I think we will see Secret get to a point where they feel confident enough to fight into the Vici lineup, especially before they have BKBs. Once Super as well as Burning have BKBs on Quap and DK, it gets a lot more difficult.
Misery's going to TP out this one. There was a charge coming across mid lane. We are trying to move in. There'll be a Dragon Tail from Super, but now with the Ice Blast flying through, he's going to connect up to the DK and Weehaw. Now he's looking for Fenrir. Has the backup of Pylite Die and Puppey there. Is a Fiend Script available, and they may just use it here. They do get it out, but the Nether Strike's there in time. Dragon Breath as well, but there's your Shackle Shot for Weehaw. Power Shot as well. Super's got a fair bit of armor here with the 4 points in Dragon's Blood. He will still go down there. That's one, and it looks like Weehaw may just find this as well with the Power Shot, and he will. On point, double kill here for this Wind Ranger. Weehaw never failing to perform in this game.
Absolutely. 7-1-3. Now it's Secret taking towers. Misery with a great rotation to come in, and another fantastic shackle shot out of Weehaw.
Yeah, that was a big bit of action for Misery to be involved in as well. He's got the XP now, he's level 11, and he does have that gold for the blink, and there we go, straight away now for Misery. So Vici, they've got to be that little bit more scared. And at the moment, it certainly feels like Secret with the momentum, but we've got to remember in game 1, it felt like Vici had the early game momentum, then there was the swing around, but I think as we've said, with this draft, it's going to be a lot harder for Vici to do it this game.
Yeah, very different story. And now, Secret haven't even really reached their key items until just now. They get double blinks, Wind Ranger and Nyx. I guess you could argue, Wind Ranger had an Ags at an amazing time, so in a lot of ways, Weehaw was ready to fight, but with 2 blinks, they've got incredible initiation, and Vici's game plan right now, as much as they want to kind of sit back, farm their BKBs, I don't think they can wait that long. I think they really need to find pickoffs ASAP, and that's how they're going to farm the BKBs, is by slowing Secret down, taking pickoffs, and I think Secret seem to know this, because they're actually huddled up, headed all towards the top lane, grouped as 5, and that's something where they don't want to get caught out by a kind of a 3 or 4 man smoke gank, and if that comes their way, well, they're ready with superior numbers.
Yeah, we can see at the moment they're going for the burning bait, Vici. They're just looking cop in the mid lane. We'll see if anyone falls for it, Secret.
Secret likely just to go for a trade up top.
They might still lead in here. The tower's going to go. As now Super reveals himself. Ice does have the wall. Burning blinks out here. Shackle shot from Weehaw straight onto Super here. Misery goes forward as well with the Spike Carapace. They get the wall out though, but now the Fiend Script on Ice. They've already found the kill on Super. There's your back in, but there's just no follow up here as the side of Secret cleaning up. They found 2. They'll get burning as well with this shackle shot on onto the range creep. He's got to blink in a couple of seconds, but it's not going to be soon. They're trying to turn around onto Weehaw. Weeha's going to be careful of the illusion, but he's got the win run. Weehaw will get out. No, FY! Okay, pops the Aegis. Now FY should be able to blink out here. I don't think they'll be able to catch out the line. So, no, so 3 for 2 there, but they did get the Aegis as well from Vici. So by no means their worst fight so far this game. And maybe even one of the better ones here 20 minutes in, as they do at least find something for Secret, but it is just the AA and the Nyx.
Yeah.
They lose their 2 cores and they lose their offlaner.
Solid, but overall favoring
Yeah.
Secret. Secret, for them, like a 50-50 team fight, and it wasn't a 50-50 team fight, as you said. The 2 cores on Vici going down, it buys time for them to go towards the late game where they've got the superior draft, where Vici Gaming's heroes are going to be falling off, and Vici Gaming, they're being forced to fight before they've got their core items. It's not a mistake that they're fighting pre-BKBs, it's just a necessity. And Secret just taking advantage of that fact.
Oh, there's a charge coming through. I believe the Ward will have spotted it here, so they'll know that the initiation stage is looking for the Nightmare here. Oh yeah, actually the bash is there. He's not too far away. There's a vacuum. Ice Blast is going to fly into the Nightmare. Step on the edge is stunned. The Ravage from Misery effectively getting 2. FY is going to go down here on the sidelines. Here he pops the 1 charge. Isn't going to be enough. Fenrir will not get out. Weehar's there with the shackle to cancel the TP. 3 pickoffs yet again for Secret. Weehar now godlike on the Wind Ranger. And it just does not stop. Each and every fight, Secret coming out on top.
Yep. These Nyx stuns and just all the counterplays from Secret, the shackles, everything just latching. That time they didn't get the charge cancel. In the past, they've been very consistent with it, but Misery in all these fights seems to be hitting 2 hero impales like time after time. Shackles also catching every single shackle, not always going for 2 heroes, but making sure it latches onto something. So even if it's a 1 hero shackle, he's making sure he doesn't airball it.
Dire's bottom tower.
And there we go, now Secret on the bottom lane, looking to get a push on. Oh, towards the mid, they have found Misery. Okay, hexed up here. Misery could be in a spot of bother here. They've got the burst damage. They'll take away his mana. He's going to have Vendetta, but the sentry is out that's the charge free, so they'll get the kill onto Misery there. Followed by our position, but at the same time, Secret looking to find a trade, and that'll be the tier 2. Darksteel gets the vacuum and the wall to do, but the shackle shot is there. Now Weehaw, Highlight Time Puppy will look to disengage. Burning does still have the Sonic Wave. Leaps forward here. The Ice Blast coming back in return with the Brain Sap. Burning getting incredibly low.
Power shot.
Charge up the Highlight Time. Burning may just tick out here. Is he going to go? I think he's okay. He's going to be to stop the final instances of damage.
That is a huge loss though, even though he stays alive. It's a 10-second BKB going down.
Dragon Tail onto Ember, looking for the Nether Drive, but the Shackle is there to cancel the cast animation of Fenrir. Focus fire. They'll find one, they'll find the Darkseid as well. It's a lovely vacuum, but there's just once again no follow-up here for Ice. And they do manage to keep out on top here. Weehaw now with 10 kills. It's this Wind Ranger, man.
Absolutely phenomenal. Super down.
Oh my goodness, there is a stun, the finger as well, the Sonic Wave, they do get the kill onto Weehaw. Ice Blast comes through though, they'll find one. They're going to lose W as well. This is a good fight for Vici. They may lose Burning, and they do, so they do still get the clear up here from Ember Spirit. A bit of a costly death there, losing Weehaw on the Wind Ranger, but they do still manage to find a lot of kills in return. Envy needs to be careful, there's no more lockdown. Misery will find his they'll just turn. Double kill for Envy. Misery's got his back. He'll TP out, the charge won't be there in time. So a bit of a messy fight there. Unlucky that they lost Wind Range, but as I said, in terms of numbers, Secret just coming out on top every time.
And even losing your Beyond God like Wind Ranger, normally you'd say that's a pretty big loss, and they're going to lose more on the side of Vici Gaming. Ice, TP'd in, actually barely survived, unless there's another searing change, and there is.
Oh, the mech. That's not enough. Not enough.
The Blink Dagger, Envy styling over Vici Gaming. I mean, again, for Secret, it's like they're drawing the game out. Yeah, you lose your Wind Ranger, and the gold exchange is pretty even, despite it being like a 4 for 3 or something. But Vici Gaming have no late game still. They're already chewing through Burning's BKB, down to 9 seconds. The DK only now picks his up, coming very late in the game. And Secret just continuing to pile on items. The Blink on the Ember, so he's got some good synergy with a Blink Shackle. He can blink in and still have an escape and not have to worry about getting initiated on.
We're gonna smoke up, but it was underneath this ward from Vici.
Oh.
So they may not catch anything
may
with
look
this.
to set up here. They've got double BKB.
Unless Super just still walks into them, and he's very dead. Alright, okay. Yeah, just rubbing into him, and they're gonna look for more here. FY's gonna get taken down as well. Fenrir, he's not getting out of this one. Round of 4, double kill for Envy, and this game, I mean, game 1 was close, but this one, Secret just breaking ahead.
Oh yeah.
Ice might be in trouble as well as Misery moving in with a Vendetta. If they get the vision, they should be able to find it, and there we go.
getting
It's
out
getting
of hand.
painfuler and painfuler for the side of VG. They just can't find anything in return, and another huge swing. 4 kills for the side of Secret, and they're just playing a hell of a lot better than
And
VG this
VG
game.
Gaming, did they see that smoke? Do you know? You mentioned they
Yeah,
did.
it did. It had the dire observer here.
Oh,
They saw the smoke.
I guess they were anticipating that Secret were headed towards the Roshan pit or headed through the bottom lane because Super ran up to the high ground, almost like looking to set up and counterplay the smoke, but he had no backup.
Yeah, as you said, maybe they felt that they could just pop the smoke from the high ground, but the speed on Secret was too great. They closed the gap much quicker than VG could.
I scouted out here and getting charged at the bottom lane, but he's got backup very nearby.
Yeah, let's see if they can get the kill on. Yeah, he's going to fully go for it. The Nightmare toss at the charge. It's just very nice. There'll be the nether strike, but here's Weehaw. He'll take down the cow. And now Envy moves it on to FY. He's going to go down as a godlike now on Envy on this Ember Spirit. And this is looking a bit disheartening for the side of VG Gaming. Secret just playing insanely well this series.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, at this point, it looks like a drafting issue because VG Gaming, you can say, oh, they've got no late game, their draft isn't working, but to me, very much, it was not a drafting loss for VG Gaming. It came purely down to execution and great laning and early game play out of Team Secret. The double kill they got at level 1 before the Horn, and from there, they just continued to snowball.
Oh, Envy blinks in and he baits out the BKB here from Super, who pops it immediately. That's going to be the BKB down now on DK for a good few minutes, well, a minute or so, just under a minute.
And again, Secret will just keep falling back, wait out for another Roshan probably. If you're VG, you've got to just all in on right now. Like, you cannot just sit back, wait for opportunities to come to you. You've got to go to Team Secret. Yeah,
this is the play here. Looking for the smoke. Heading to Roche Pit as it does just spawn, so Secret now I'm going to look for it almost certainly with the Wind Ranger. It's just Misery sitting in the pit at the moment, so maybe they want Stanky Blink straight out. Oh!
So Misery's position there is amazing. This spot here, he's as close as possible to reveal the smoke gang coming down, and he's got a Radiant Ward as well, which can give him some scouting information. So he had 2 wards to protect him around the pit, and he was in the best possible position to scout out the smoke.
Oh, and they find the chains of the burning. Will force out the BKB. Super. He's got to get himself out of his. But the Fiend's Grip from Pylon dies, sets up the Ice Blast. Super down. Envy blinks forward with a slide that change. Gets the Darkseer. Misery trying to change, but there's your run of forward. Incredibly aggressive from Envy. But he can afford to be at this point beyond godlike now. December Spirit, Ice trying to get himself out of there. Weehaw moving in with the right clicks. Will he find it? Yes, he will. Killing spree for the Wind Ranger. Femra getting caught out by the stun. He's taken down as well. 4 down on Fiji. None with buyback available. And again, Secret just outplaying the side of VG this game. And I really like this pickup that Envy picked up, realizing he's ahead, gets the Desolator, because in these fights at this point, and of course just to offer to the push, the Roche attempt, it's a fantastic item to pick up.
He's not really cleaving that much damage. He's not going to necessarily get like a lot of cleave damage off. It's all about the single target. They're finding heroes isolated. He can bring down the line in like 2 sleight of fists now. Also, with the extra bit of push power that this item can give you as well, this is very much a snowball item coming out from the Ember Spirit, and it just feels like Secret are playing a little mini game between Weehaw and Envy. Like, who's going to get the most kills here? It just feels like they're both trying to one-up each other, fight after fight. Right now, Envy has the edge with 14 kills to Weehaw's 13, but both of these two carry snowballing.
It's a completely daedalus now on Weehaw.
It's looking very grim. Another failed gank attempt. They went for Envy at the top lane. VG Gaming couldn't get the Blink Hex off, and then Envy's bottom. It's not like he even just remnants back to the base or really defensively. He remnants to an aggressive position on the map where he applies more pressure, forces VG Gaming to now defend the bottom lane and waste more and more time.
And just the difference in net worth is coming close to 20,000 in favor of Secret. This is a very different kind of flow to the game that we had in game 1. This game's Secret, just everything working out as planned from the start for them.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about a game like this when you've gone for this early game kind of all-in lineup. You've even itemized purely for the early game as well, and you're losing.
Misery.
The comeback potential just isn't really there.
Looking for the shackle shot, they don't find it, doesn't matter, they found one. Maybe they can do it with a vacuum wall, that's huge! Gets 2, and now they're just trying to bash it onto Envy. Maybe this is the turnaround, if they can kill Weehaw here, which they just might be able to. He gets forced away here, Pilot Diamond still around, but can they save the Wind Ranger? No, the body blocking there for the illusions from Ice. Double kill for the Darkseer, and that's exactly what VG need to keep themselves in this game. Massive fight there for the Dire.
That is 6,000 plus
Oh,
gold.
They
And
may
more.
just find more as well. Charge onto Puppy, in comes Burning. Puppy's gonna go down as well. The TP, the TP, the TP, the TP gets it. He gets it, he's out. Minimizes the casualty for the side of Secret, but that is a huge blow to the side there. As you said, a massive swing.
It's still a long, long road for Vici Gaming. They'll build towards what items they can. That's Darkseid with 3.7k gold. I think he got 2.5k gold just from the team, according to the Teamfight recap, and suddenly has a huge pot to play around with. Can pick up a Blink plus 8 Guardian Greaves or something.
Yeah,
And Burning now with an Orchid. Dragonite gets a Shadow Blade. Items, suddenly, this is like the kind of items you hope for to see on.
This is what we like to see. The game kind of, it's not over yet at all. You know,
Not
VG
quite.
just bringing it back, and yeah, as you said,
It's still a very long road.
it is a long road, but
for
they've
Vici
certainly
Gaming.
found the entrance to this road here with that fight.
Yeah.
They're ready to turn. Yeah,
And they're
pulling
swimming
contacts,
upstream.
yeah.
Then this is not the way you're meant to be playing with
No.
their lineup. They're not meant to be behind at this stage. So for them, they're fighting the current. Really going to have to dig deep if they want to turn this one around. It's got to come from just that. These huge team fight potential coming out from a Darkseid with a vacuum wall. There's just no other way. Everything's got to land. They've got to use their BK. They've got to fight around the BKBs. In the past, Secret, when they force out the BKBs, they pull back, and then suddenly Vici Gaming have no way to team fight. So Vici Gaming have to make sure they're fully committed. They've got Secret also fully committed before they pop their BKBs and take a fight. Orchid a great item to do that though. If you can silence and keep the Ember there and prevent him from getting out, he hasn't got any defensive items. This could really now start to play into Vici Gaming's hands, as they've now got initiation potential out of Super with the Shadow Blade on top of that.
Yeah, it's all about the wombo combo here for VG. You know, in terms of the kind of solo pick-off, solo target, Secret kind of has the edge, but as we can see, one nice vacuum wall into an FY and Earth Spike can just turn the fight around every time if they find the jump in. At the moment, both teams keeping themselves opposite sides of the map. Secret going to look for the push
They
here.
were hoping for Envy to show himself at bottom. They were kind of hiding in the trees, just pushing with Burning, and Secret reading Vici's movements pretty well to just kind of counter-pushing the top lane now. Not a TD2 tower Vici Gaming care to defend. They're very much prioritizing team fighting and defending their high ground. Not that Secret are going to be 5-man pushing the high ground anytime soon.
I mean, for Secret, what's the game plan? As we've been saying with the draft, they can comfortably take it kind of later, but do you feel that they still have some kind of urgency to push and try and break high ground again pretty shortly?
Not at all. I
Not
think
so.
they're going to fall back, play the farming game. It's a good time to pick up a gem, perhaps. They've got good farm coming out on Puppy's AA. They're getting great farm distribution. It's not just a few cores who are kind of gaining items here. Nyx with an Aghanim Scepter can have a huge impact. And I think Envy really needs a defensive item next. That's very much Vici Gaming's kind of opening back into this game, as if they can catch him out using like the Blink Hex, the DK Stun, the Queen of Pain Orca. There's a lot of these items, so like even if you go for like a Manta, you can get caught by a DK Stun, you can get caught by a Lion Hex, you go for a Lincoln, they have something, Lion can break it and then instantly impale you afterwards, so it's no real guarantee.
This is really nice from VG. So they show themselves bottom, they TP out of vision, knowing that Secret have been drawn down to the bottom lane, and then they go back in from a smoke from base. And maybe this is it, the wraparound that Secret, they might not expect this. By moving forward, it looks like it may be Puppy that's going to tank this one, and they'll jump straight in at the charge for as well. Puppy, fairly tanky here, but the shackle shot, maybe they can turn Puppy, take down here, and they'll find the first kill here. BKB's popped by Burning, the walls drop down as well. Finger on to We Are, they've got the badges here, the slide coming out, the Sonic Wave, they'll find We Are. Now they're going to look for Misery, Ice Blast, Slicer is not going to connect, the Sun's there, they'll get the Misery Nyx Assassin as well. And that smoke from PG, enabling to them to have another beautiful team fight. And they might even get more. Puppy will force himself away. Highlight Die is going to be able to do the Earth Spike here, but the Orchid's there. They'll get Highlight Die as well. Double kill for Burning. And what a play from VG.
All it took was a few more items. The Orchid, the DK Shadow Blade, both of these items actually win the team fight for Vici Gaming. The Orchid cancelling off the Fiend's Grip out of the Bane. The DK Shadow Blade just waited for the Wind Ranger to arrive to throw out the stun. They didn't overcommit on the AA, because initially it looked like a really bad smoke because all they were going to catch was an AA, but Secret decided to fight. Rather than let the AA die and just move on from there, that would have been an okay result for Secret. They committed, DK was there, just didn't stun, didn't even come out of invis to kill the AA. and then took out the Wind Ranger on the rotation.
Envy's going to try and go for this. Super is still around here. They get the Hex out with the charge in as well. Maybe will find the kill. Have they got the lockdown? They're going to need the bashes. Then the strike's up in a couple of seconds, but no, he's going to throw the Remnant out. The bash is there though. They're not going to be able to follow through. His Misery will now turn into the fight. Has got the impale, set it up. They might be able to get Fenrir here. I don't know if he gets out. He's got to charge in 1 second, but no, Misery there with the Vendetta hit. Finds himself the kill, and they may get Super as well. Searing Chase to set it up, but BKP's going to be popped as Super, looking for the run away. Oh wait, he's got the Shadow Blade. He doesn't have a TP. They don't have detection though on these two heroes, so he should be fine here. Momenting forward though. They're trying to see if they can catch Iso, but he blinks out just in time on the Darkseer.
Dragonite Super still needs to be careful. I think he's gonna. Oh, he can't hide in the pit. He's popped out, and they actually saw him. But he's too far away.
Yeah, the remnants have already been used here by MV, so they won't be able to close the gap. So.
And now Gem comes out for Secret. I think this was just picked up, or at least it was just picked up by passed over to the Nyx. To help a lot against that Shadow Blade, and also just Secret's at the stage of the game where while they're not pushing high ground, they want to prevent Vici Gaming's item progression. Secret can farm the map very efficiently and can starve out Vici Gaming if they get some deep aggressive wards up and take away the Vici Gaming vision, which right now there's not a single dire ward up on the map.
Absolutely, the map control for Secret is paramount at the moment, but at the same time there is a smoke in stock here for the side of Fiji, and that's the kind of plays they need to go for. Those smokes from base where they can catch Secret off guard, because without those smokes, as we can see with the current warding position, it's going to be very hard for Vici to get a successful jump on Secret outside of their base.
I'm curious to see how long Vici Gaming wait. As much as the continuous smokes are working great for them, I feel like they may want to keep it in reserve until Roche comes back up. They also want to D-ward first, because these deep wards are... Has Nex been scattered? Darkseer with the gem is in the mid lane. They've got a D-ward right now, because you go for that smoke. If there's deep vision from Secret, they can kind of read when you're smoked up based on not seeing anyone on the map.
Misery might try and burst. They've got an Ice Blast if you can set it up, but there's a lot of heroes here. Ice Blast to go in, now get the blink, the power shot onto 2, now with the shackle shot, but now there might be a turn, they get the super stun out, now BKB down, oh the back, oh the Sonic Wave! Secret is getting melted, we are down, they'll find the Bane as well, double kill for Burning, maybe even make that a triple if he gets Misery, and he will, triple kill for the Quap, once again, BG just turning these team fights around beautifully, and Secret don't know what hit them.
It really doesn't feel like Secret should be team fighting, even though they had the superior vision, they had the ward by the Secret shot that saw all the action, and they know they can get a good jump. They hit a blink 2-hero impale into a 2-hero shackle shot, but it's not onto the heroes that matter. It's a Darkseer counter initiation with a Queen of Pain follow-up, and Secret, they don't have their defensive items. They've got a Wind Ranger who is kind of gone for the glass cannon build. Axe gives you some stats, but you can't fight against the huge burst potential that the Vacuum Sonic Wave gives you. Similar story for the Ember. No defensive item, there's no Manta Style, there's no BKB, no Lincolns, and as a result, trying to team fight, even when you get the good jump, if you're not taking out a Darkseer, you've lost the fight. You've got to either jump the Darkseer or just decide not to take that fight, and Secret suddenly find themselves no longer really leading as much as, or not leading as much as they once were, that's for sure. And
yeah. They've still got the edge, but as we've seen the last couple of team fights, VG just come out on top, and that's got to be worrying for the side of Secret.
And you do always see the BKB start to fall off once they reach this 5-second mark, and it is both Dragonite and Queen of Pain down to 5 seconds now.
And Roshan's up. I mean, if VG can take one more fight and take the Roche, I think we might see that graph level off back to 0, if not, swing in favor of the side of VG.
And the other thing where there was a big swing was the gem being lost. Misery, his gem went over to the Vici Gaming side, just being kept on the courier since they've got both gems. And for Vici Gaming, they've got a smoke, they've taken out most of the vision that Secret had up on the map. This suddenly gets really difficult to play from the side of Secret, with vision not in their favor.
Groups up at the moment, mid-Secret. Vici maybe with the wraparound. Fenrir just getting himself away from the side of Secret, and they'll get the D-ward out here.
Puppy's got to be careful, he's not want to get caught here.
10 seconds till Sonic Wave for Burning. Who's going to make the move first? They both know that Roshan's up. This is a very tense moment
no one's
for both
defending
sides.
the creeps at mid lane, so that's kind of a telltale sign of where Vici Gaming are on the map, that they're around the Roshan pit, either in the Radiant jungle, in the pit itself, or around the Ancients area. Secret, At
they're
best,
gonna
they can get
contest
this tier 3 tower, I feel. I don't think they can actually take Arax here in exchange for Roshan. VG Gaming will be ready to TP back, and they'd rather...
Okay, smoking and going. They need to get there quick. It's at half health at the moment. Ice positioning himself on the side, so they will still be able to get a vacuum wall potentially. Roshan's falling, they need to go here, and they're moving in with the slide to change. F5 jumps straight in onto Misery. BKB's been popped by Burning. The Nightmare will come out, but now the charge, and the finger. Misery's taken down. That's one down here out of the fight.
BKBs are gone, though.
Super, moving
This
forward
gets
here with the Shadow
dangerous.
Blade. Hey, if we can find a setup, the Shackle is going to latch onto Burning. Ice Blast as well. F5's there with the stun down, the bash onto Weehaw. They'll find the win rate, and Burning will go down, but now they're moving for more. They'll get Puppy, and it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. Maybe even 4. Ice, Big 40 will get Nightmare up. Can they chip out? He toggles it off. Oh, he toggled it off with the wall illusion, so he can continue to chase with Lion, get those shells out, and he'll find Bane as well with the team. 4-for-1 for VG. Oh, he gets it! He gets it! And he's out! F5!
out.
Oh, he's got the man up for the stun, he's got the man up for the stun. Force! He gets the stun, the charge as well, and they got the lockdown. They need the bashes, they need all the bashes to vacuum, they need another bash. He's going to try to be around, but the Greaves are there. He gets F5 here, and we trying to man fight, looking for Ember in the raw charge, and he gets it! Double kill for Envy! Gets the chase for the Dragon Tail, they'll kill Envy. They can't kill him again, they can't kill him again. They've got to get themselves the hell out of there. There's no more remnants for 8 seconds, but Envy managing to take the Roshan, getting a couple of kills in return. My goodness, this game has... It's just as good as the first one, gods.
No, I was kind of watching 25 minutes in like, man, I thought we were going to get 3 games. I thought we were going to get a good game too, and it's quickly becoming a stop. But no, VG Gaming have turned this around, although that not quite the outcome they were hoping for, considering how that started.
That balanced off that overall. The fact that he gets himself those 2 kills. Envy. Oh my goodness.
17-2 and 15. What an insane play from him. Very much Secret, desperately needing this win range of BKB, but they don't want to give VG Gaming an easy roast, so they come in contesting it before they're kind of ready with their next level of items. Envy, since there's really no item you can get when there's, like, lots of stuff to break a Lincolns. You can't rely on Manta against a Blink Hex, as well as a DK stun initiation, so he goes for just raw HP. Picks up the Skadi, gives himself some good stats, gives you some agi, gives you some extra armor, gives you a bit of everything as his defensive item here. So I like this pickup from Envy. Makes a lot more sense than some of the other possible options that were like a BKB may be the one other he could have considered, but this is more like a guarantee.
VG coming out deep in this bottom lane. Paladin with the Glimmer Cape. By the way, charge going for We Have, but the Shackle Shot. It latches onto the Spirit Breaker. They're looking for the vacuum, and the wall is there. We'll lose memory. Just get off the Greaves in time. Super trying to find the return towards the Paladin. So 1-for-1 at the moment. We'll see if they can find anything more here. It's going to be Super just backing off. Ice hiding in the tree line. Envy tries to move forward. Misery's there as well. They'll get the change. They'll look to try and find Super. He's got a lot of armor trying to turn, but Super almost certainly will go down, and he will. 2 kills there for the side of Secret. Only losing Pylai, and this is Secret maybe recovering the momentum that they missed and they lost earlier on in this game. I mean, 2 heroes now down on the side of VG, and neither of these with buyback. 60 seconds on the sidelines here for Super.
And importantly, we saw it in the last big team fight in that little clash there. The 5-second BKB starting to hurt VG Gaming. The previous fight, they used them very early on, and Secret managed to kind of like pull back and kite a little bit. They were a bit too committed for them to fully turn the fight around, but this time, like, DK there pops his BKB to go in for the kill and then has no real duration left for the escape.
And this is the time to push. The wall was used, of course, on the bottom lane, so...
There's no Dragon Form and no DK buyback.
This could be a set of racks here for the side of Secret. They'll find the melee. They get the range as well. Oh, in fact, Envy wants to find kills, moving in. He just gets silenced up there. They've got the stun here. They've got the damage to turn. The fingers there as well. The Sonic Wave. He's ticking low. Envy's going to go down. They killed Envy. They might find more. Extra to We on the vacuum there for Ice. Gets on the shells. Blink form from Burning. There's a BKB on We. The Shackle Shot. Turns around. Kills the clock. Misery. Gets the stun on 1. He's looking for another strike out. Wind Ranger is out of there. Bast the nether strike with the Puppy, keeping him in the pace. Ice got to get himself out. Misery. Moving forward here with the mana burn. Can he find it? Ice trying to juke it around. There's your chance from Femre. Connects onto 2. They're going to have the DK back up now as well. Yeah, just Super straight into this fight. He wants to go BKB spot and then onto Misery, but the Fiend's grip from Pylai. The ice spot for the vacuum onto 4. The green fire, they lose Super though. They're there with the clean up, and it's just Weeho's got to get himself out of there. There'll be a nightmare here. Onto Ice running him back. We are trying to turn. Gets the Shackle off onto the Creed, the power shot as well. Ticking Low still has the Ice Blast on him. It is the Aghanim's Ice Blast. Debuff the right click from Pylai. Will push him over the threshold in. It's just Ice. He's trying to chase down for more here, but Bane is moving forward.
Bane
Ice has got to be careful here.
on the back, yeah.
Ice can close this. Yeah, Pilo die. Oh, alright, okay, just teasing, blinks away. It's Illusion doing a fair bit to Pilo die, but again, I mean, that team fight, oh jeez.
At the end there, Queen of Pain had a buyback. Burning could have bought back and probably gotten at least the win range and maybe even cleaned up Secret, but it was one of those, like, if my team don't need me, I'd rather not use my buyback. Very much we're at the stage where if you're buying back to get a kill or two, you're not going to reach your late game items that you need on this Queen of Pain. Burning already going for more like a DPS carry-oriented build with the Assault Cuirass pickup, so decides not to buy back. I think ultimately maybe probably the better decision there, even if he could have killed off Weeha. And still, neck and neck. These team fights absolutely insane. Some of the shackles coming out from Weeha just... I'm speechless.
BKB is now on Ice as well, so he'll have an easier time trying to find these walls, and in fact, not that he's needed to, because every time they've pretty much been on point. Just something else to allow him to stick around in the fight, chase people down, ensure that he can surge out his kind of allies here, save people like Super, or even just allowing Super to get close and personal, to get the lockdown on heroes like Ember. And, okay, unfortunately, I can have a quick pause here, which seems like a shame to break down the pace of this, but
man,
hopefully it's not for too long.
It's been non-stop the last like 15, 20 minutes.
Have a breather.
Neither team has slowed down for a second. Often you reach like the 30, 35 minute stage of the game and someone's gonna like, one of the team sides, we're kind of at a stalemate, let's just slow it down. Prioritize like getting our farm, getting our next core item, but because of the nature of the Vici gaming lineup having to kind of force fights a bit and not go too much in the late game, and Secret wanting to contest Roche, action just kept on happening.
It really did. I mean, the turnaround did start to happen for Vici. Secret's still showing us with these fights, though, they are still in a strong position. It's a lot of this, I feel, is down to Ice on getting those vacuum walls so they can get the multi-man stuns, of course, with the Lion, the follow-through with the Sonic Wave. A lot is down to this Dark Seer, and I don't think that's a bad thing for Vici, because so far, Ice, he has been performing, and overperforming, in fact, for the side.
Yeah, and outside of that, the BKB usage from both teams has to be like on point. You've got to get maximum use out of them. You want the DK Queen of Pain not to be using them defensively, but as they engage, as a full fight blows out. Similarly, the Wind Ranger needs to not get caught in the AoE wombo combo. If Wind Ranger gets caught in a vacuum into an Impale or a DK stun without getting a BKB off, then Secret are in trouble. So his BKB usage has to be on point.
There we go, so we're back in, and the excuse used by Ice there was just E stuff, so...
Push the power button accidentally.
Accidentally.
Oopsie daisy.
There we go. E getting caught out, but we should be good, hopefully, to get ourselves back in. Ice is ready.
Ice, one name closer to his real name as well today.
He's just got the letter I, he's rocking.
The game one name wasn't working for him, evidently, so he had to mix it up here for game two.
It was a little bit rude. We didn't translate it on stream for reasons, but... I'm sure some people out there understood what the symbols meant. And here we go, ready? Okay, we just want to have to wait, okay.
Okay. And taking a look at some of our graphs here, it is 8,000 gold lead for Secret.
Okay.
10,000 experience, not 45 minutes in, not
it's
massive
not the hugest
by any means.
Changes, yeah.
And we are seeing Vici Gaming with a slight team fight advantage as far as if they can land everything, if the execution is there, so... Secret, and they can fall back on their farm a bit, like having an Ag Scepter on an Ancient Apparition in the late game, the 4 staffs on multiple heroes as well is something they are really good at using, but not going to help you if Vici Gaming get the jump with that vacuum wall we talked about from Ice, and getting off these initiation gets easy. He's now even going to BKB as well. That's a fresh pickup for the Darkseer.
We're back into this insane game of an insane series. Vici versus Secret, and top lane, and he's going to blink forward, Remnant straight back out. Now it was Vemra and FY hiding in the sidelines. But yeah, a little bit of a passive point at the moment, no team's really on the edge of looking for kills.
It's only passive because we had the pause.
That's true.
This was like 30 seconds after a crazy fight. So.
This has been the quiet bit.
We'll see if it stays that way. Roche, about 2.5 minutes away. It may be quiet until Roche, but Vici Gaming, I feel like they can still look to take the fight to Secret. Take advantage of the fact that keeping this Ember alive, keeping the Wind Ranger alive is not easy with how much pick-off potential Vici Gaming have out of Lion as well as Dragon Knight.
Let's see, so Super just leading in with his Shadow Blade. They're not going to find anyone around here. Secret at the moment, just farming up their own jungle. You've got Envy, of course, constantly pressuring the outer lanes and kind of pulling Vici apart as they kind of dart up and down, trying to see if they can catch him out. But Envy, he's going to be playing very safe, and the KDA just shows that he has been so far. 17 kills, 3 assists, 18 assists, 3 deaths. Only died 3 times in this 46-minute game. Envy's performance in Game 1 on the Ember Spirit was pretty impressive, and Game 2 is no exception either.
And VG Gaming very much itemizing for the now. They pick up a Vlad's on Spirit Breaker. Rather have the aura item than have a buyback on him, and not really a hero that's going to make a whole lot out of having a buyback. For Secret, sticking together as 5. These VG Gaming heroes have been, I think 4 of them have been missing from the map for the last minute and a half. They made their kind of adventure to the Radiant Ancients, then they headed back top to protect Ice, who does show himself on the map, so neither team knowing where the other really is right now, and as a result, they're 5-manning, they're grouping up, they just so happen to be on different sides of the map.
Yeah, Super constantly scouting forward here with the Shadow Blade, just seeing if anyone comes out. And I guess it's going to be a question really, if this continues on these 2 lanes, who is going to be forced to back first?
I think both teams will ultimately end up backing. VG Gaming are probably the ones who want to get back maybe a little bit earlier. While Roche can't respawn just yet, they want to try and de-ward the area. They know Secret was just on the bottom side of the map, pushing things very deep. And one thing, they've actually let this tower take a bit of unnecessary damage. Not the end of the world for them, but for VG Gaming, I feel like de-warding the Dire Ancients and Roche area right now is probably going to be their next objective. If they bring back all 5 heroes, push up both mid and bottom, and swoop through that region to get any Secret wards taken out. Right now there's actually not much. They're kind of further towards the Secret jungle where they are, but yeah, Roche up in the next 3 minutes.
I mean, looking at burning at the Quaff, obviously he talks about the fact that he's going more for the physical DPS with the AC. Do you think he's going to continue that and maybe look for something like an MKB? Or could we see him go back for like an Aghanim Scepter so he's got that 40-second uptime for these team fights?
I don't think you go Ags this late in the game. You can go for a refresher though. The BKB is such an important item that having a double BKB is huge. Normally you don't see refresher until it's a BKB plus a sheep stick, for example, or a BKB shivers where you can get 2 shivers or 2 sheeps off. But having a double sonic wave, and this is one of those few games where I feel like the BKB is the most important thing for VG Gaming for burning. It could easily justify a refresher here as his next item pickup, but sheep stick may be more likely as the before that. We'll have to wait and see. There's other options. If he wants to go carry, he can go MKB. Yeah, there we go. He picks up a Javelin. MKB, great against the Wind Ranger when he wants to fight. And this kind of synergizes with the AC, playing the Quap as more of a late game hard carry. Something which we talked about a bit. VG Gaming, their lineup isn't really a late game one. They were very much drafting this to win the game in the first 20 to 30 minutes. It just didn't happen that way. So they're now adapting, itemizing differently, and changing their playstyle up.
And just for the moment, just making the most use of the map as they can, stacking up the Ancients.
They're going all in on the damage here. It's also an MKB build from Super. He's not even, well, he doesn't need to go AC since they've already got one.
And Roche is now back up. Aegis and Cheese ready for the taking, if either team feels confident enough to go for it.
And VG Gaming know they've kind of scouted out the area with their gem. There shouldn't be any vision there to see them, and all of their vision kind of not in the most useful places on the map, because both teams will be partaking in what looks to be a bit of a Mexican standoff here around the Roche pit.
So it's just getting the top lane pushed back out there with the shells. Bottom lane Secret hanging around, moving in now. Misery with the Vendetta.
Ooh.
Getting the warding out, making sure that there's no vision here from the side of VG. Yes, aggressively popping down the sentries everywhere that they can.
They saw it
burning.
You can see the burning there, but no catch.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Very much more difficult to play right now for VG Gaming because they have to continually push out these lanes, partially because they lost the melee racks at mid, and partially just because Secret have better lane push that they can do safely. The Ember just TPs around to lane, spams Slide of Fist, and then they pull back, and as a result, VG Gaming need to get his move.
It's going to be the BKB bit early from Super here. And it looks like Secret will be able to get themselves out. Maybe not Pilot Die because the charge is coming through. Superman to the left, seeing if he can find EE. And he can. They get the Orchid, they get the Dragon Tail on the left here. This is the big kill. There's the stun the vacuum as well. They killed EE. And now looking for Pilot Die. Nether Strike comes out. And Prime moving forward here. We are Misery on the side of his buyback from EE. They're going to try and turn it. EE in the middle of the fight here. Will try and remnant it. No, he's just staying around, hitting onto Super. They'll find 2. They found Burning. They found Super. They might find Fair as well with his buyback from Eternal Envy. It looks like they'll get Ice in the pit as well. 4-5 down. A full D-White there, off the back of the buyback from Envy. They'll get the Roche as well. Absolutely massive play there from Eternal Envy, and VG only have buyback available on Ice's side. That was as bad as it could have gone there for Vici Gaming, and incredibly well played by Secret.
This has just been, I mean, this best of 3 can just be summarized by Eternal Envy baiting. Another, he has buyback there. It's not necessarily the plan from the get-go, or it's definitely not that Envy dies to start things off, but it's an insurance policy. They know if they overcommit to kill an Ember Spirit,
They're going to go for the game.
yeah, absolutely. There's no
I think they
buybacks.
get it, yeah. Only Darcy has buyback. And he doesn't have wall.
Secret.
This could be it. Secret,
done it.
and they've done it. Secret take the series 2-0 against Vici Gaming, but you certainly can't say that Vici Gaming didn't try their darndest this series. An amazing performance from both teams, but at the end of the day, Secret just with the edge.
It's one of those things where Vici Gaming, despite losing and having that awful early game, they impressed the hell out of me with how they managed to turn the game around despite their lineup not really doing what it was intended to do. They adapted well, they had insane team fight as well. That was somewhere where they excelled, but Secret individually performing amazingly, Envy, Weeha on point, and overall just the better team in this best of 3, without a doubt.
What a series indeed. Team Secret